This year alone, there'll be 205,000 new cases of breast cancer diagnosed in the United States. So that's just staggering. Of that 205,000, about 1,500 cases will be in men, but the majority, of course, are in women. And breast cancer makes up about 31% of cancers that occur in women, but a much smaller percentage in men. The good news is that mortality has actually decreased over the last 5 years. And if we look at the number of deaths from breast cancer in 1995 as compared to 2000, the deaths had gone down by about 7,000. And we can attribute that to earlier detection and also better treatments for breast cancer. And early detection has made a huge difference in finding breast cancers early. I know there's been a lot of press lately in the news talking about breast self-examination not being of value. I don't believe that at all. Particularly for men, breast self-examination is usually the way that breast cancer is discovered. And so I think it's very important for them to do that. For women, it does add to the detection of cancer, but fortunately, the mammogram procedure has gotten so improved in the last several years that we're detecting cancers earlier and earlier, and earlier detection means better survival. And so I would encourage women who are 40 and over to get their mammograms annually. I would encourage both men and women to do breast self-examination. And certainly if there's any doubt of what you're feeling or what's going on, you need to have that looked into. Besides better detection and early detection, therapy for breast cancer has improved. One of the things that we do when we see people who've been diagnosed with breast cancer is we determine what the risk of recurrence is, or what the likelihood of the cancer coming back by stage of the breast cancer. And often we look at strategies to try to reduce the risk of the breast cancer from coming back. There are many strategies that can be done. I'm sure you've heard in the news or seen in the news about some of the newer drugs that have been marketed. And, if we look at the different drugs that have made a huge impact in breast cancer, the oldest one would be tamoxifen. And this is a pill that blocks the effect of estrogen on breast tissue and breast cancer cells that have positive hormone receptors. Some breast cancers are driven by estrogen. And if you look at most male breast cancers, the majority of them are hormone positive. Even though a lot of men, I don't think, want to admit that they have estrogen in their system, they do. And tamoxifen has made a big benefit. Probably the single most important drug in the reduction of mortality from breast cancer. But always our goal in oncology is to try to improve therapies, because you always want to improve on what you know from the past. And one of the major mechanisms of doing this is through clinical trials, comparing old drugs to newer drugs and trying to determine if the newer approach is more effective. One of the newest pills that's currently available is a category of drugs called the aromatase inhibitors. And I wish I had access to my slides so I could show you some of the stuff on slide. It's a little bit easier, but they didn't have that ability to do that today. What we know about this new category of drugs is that it actually works better in so far preclinical trials than tamoxifen in women who are in menopause. And so this offers another wonderful choice for women in trying to reduce the chance of cancer from coming back. And also, it has a lower side effect profile than tamoxifen. This newer drug does not increase the risk of cancer of the uterus, which tamoxifen can. And so it's another excellent choice for women. If we look at some of the other therapies that are being developed and have been looked at, some of the new other treatments are some new chemotherapy drugs. And one of the biggest ones that you may have seen on the news, but certainly warrant a lot of attention, are the taxanes or Taxotere. This particular drug has been shown compared to other competition to, again, improve disease-free survival or reduce the recurrence of cancer. And so this is another opportunity to help men and women who have breast cancer have a better chance of surviving the disease and not having recurrence. And so That's another big advancement, I think, in breast cancer. As far as research goes in breast cancer, there's a lot of research, and some of it is very high tech. It's very fascinating looking at some of the research, particularly that the NCI is sponsoring. They're trying to genetically ID cancers, or to have an idea of what the genetic profile of individual cancers are, because if they can find specific profiles, they may be able to custom fit therapies for the individuals who develop cancer. And so this is kind of a Star Trek approach that I like to think of, being able to really customize therapy for the individual. And that's, I don't think, too far off in the future. Other developments that are really exciting are looking at the genetics of breast cancer. Some of you may be aware that there are 2 genes that are associated with breast cancer as well as ovarian cancer, and that testing is now available for families that have strong family history with breast cancer. But there's a lot of research looking into other genes that may help us understand breast cancer better. There's also research looking at targeted therapy or anti-gene therapy for breast cancer. One of the newest drugs in that category is a drug called Herceptin. And that particular drug targets a gene that some breast cancers have. About 30% of breast cancers have this gene, and that can help markedly improve the effects of chemotherapy in that subtype of breast cancer. So there's a lot of developments that are ongoing. I think the main point to understand is that in the last 7 years, there have been more drugs approved for breast cancer treatment than in the prior 30 years. And the main reason that has occurred is that patient advocates, whether that be individuals themselves who have had breast cancer or their family members or friends, have brought to the attention of government the need to do more research in breast cancer. They have improved funding through fundraising functions such as this one and others. There is more funding to sponsor research to get answers to help improve survival. And so I think it's a very exciting time in oncology. I think we have a lot more to offer people who have developed breast cancer. And survival is improving, but we want to make it 100% something that's simple. So I'm very pleased to see such a huge turnout for this event. I think we should all be proud of yourself for supporting this event because you are helping people and making a difference. I'll be around for a while if anyone has any questions you want to be asked. But again, I want to thank everyone who
We're going to move along. We're going to do the door prizes after dinner, but what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to introduce Sister Fiorentina D'Amore. She's going to ask for the blessing. Sister D'Amore is a nun at Christ the King Church. She also happens to be my aunt, but more importantly, she's a breast cancer survivor. Sister Fiorentina.
Let us pause for a moment. Let us feel to be grateful, for this is another new day, a pure gift from God, unconditional love. For our God is gracious, is generous, gentle, and compassionate. We gather this evening in a spirit of common cause. Our hearts cry out with so many of our brothers and sisters who have gone before us, with those who are afflicted today with cancer, and sad to say, those who will be. Our coming together creates power of solidarity with each other to ease our burden. For we believe that our God walks with us on our journey, for He is compassionate. So this evening, our prayer is to ask God to empower those professionals, doctors and scientists, to find a cure so that us and our children will not have to face the same dilemma. Our God is generous as He blessed us with abundance this evening, with food, with friendship. And He also blessed us with the same generosity, for He understands our pain and our cause. Dear God, we are most grateful for the gift of each new day. As we ask to bless our banquet before us, we may never forget those this evening who go to bed hungry. And so together we say, bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we're about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Give us all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hugo Boss.